The 5 through number 1 spots are just the movies that I saw are the most replay value. I can see them more than once within the same month, if that makes any sense. Some movies you can see like once or twice a year. Some movies you can see them 10 plus times a year. Number 5, Ted. Ted is in my number 5 spot for many reasons. One, the replay value. In this case, Ted is one of those movies I've already seen 5 times. Twice on Blu-ray, 3 times in the theater. I love comedies. This was the best comedy of the year, and I'll say why. Number 1, Seth MacFarlane actually did something right, considering he's just kind of BS his way in the animation market in the last few years. Family Guy's waning over, American Dad and Cleveland Show. Come on, man. I knew he had something good up his sleeve, and live action seems to be that answer to Seth MacFarlane's slump, in my opinion. I think he did a great first directorial effort. I just think him having to act as well as direct for the first time live action, that's already a lot of kudos, man. Just Mark Wahlberg as the young boy who ends up just wishing that his teddy bear will come to life and be his friend, and they grow up to be the best slacker duo since Harold and Kumar. That's freaking awesome. And Mila Kunis, fucking hot as hell, guys. I don't know what else to say other than she is more than the nagging girlfriend. She is actually relevant to helping Mark Wahlberg's character out and the whole relationship stuff that goes down. And I just see a pothead teddy bear and his pothead friend, but there's actually more to that. There's some heartfelt moments in there. There's actually genuine emotion thrown in by the end of this film. So that just made this movie that much more awesome to me, and hence why it's the best comedy of the year in my opinion. Number 4 is Django Unchained. In the short couple weeks that this movie's been out, I've already seen it 3 times. A movie about slavery shouldn't be this indulgent, but it is. Tarantino just has that way of writing a film, directing it, and all with good reason. The man's technically a directorial genius. He's one of the few directors out there that can really put people in the seats in the theater. And sure, slavery is a terrible, terrible thing that happened to many, many people way back when. I don't even want to think about the disgusting people that did terrible things to those innocent people way back when as well. Other than that, Quentin Tarantino gives this subject matter respect. He gives it empowerment, especially to the character of Django, played by Jamie Foxx. And also portraying the evilness that some of those Southern people were through Leonardo DiCaprio's character, Calvin J. Candy. And also showing there's some allies, far and few of them, but there were a few allies through the kindly German dentist played by Christoph Waltz. And of course there's more evil out there, the right-hand man to Calvin J. Candy. The character Steven, played by the one and only Samuel L. Jackson. Just these 4 actors bring so much to the table in this film. I hope to God there is some Oscar, anything, writing, direction, or acting. All these guys knocked it out of the park. It is comedic. It is just very tough to sit through in some violent moments, but my God, it's just, it has some realism along with the Pulp Fiction style that Tarantino seems to always bring to the table. It's a little bit of everything. It's not his best film, but it is still a damn good movie. And we move on to number 3 on my list, and that is the little animated movie WreckIt Ralph. I don't know what else to say other than animation films are some of my favorites. As an artist, I see everything through an artist's perspective. I see it as art. I see the characters' designs. I see the designs of the characters, the colors, the color palette, everything, just everything. The awesomeness of that is my point of view as an artist and a moviegoer combined. And I love that feeling that I get to see when an animated film like WreckIt Ralph is that good. There's a clever little premise of that a video game villain named WreckIt Ralph, played by John C. Reilly, just wants some recognition for the bad things he does. Even though if they are bad things, he still wants to be recognized. And in that way, all of us feel that I can relate to that, because we all want a little recognition for things that we don't get recognized for. And there is just so many more things that any one of us can relate that these characters go through, such as finding your place in life, and surprisingly a whole bunch of other deeper meanings are in there. I won't spoil the story by any means, but that's where the main premise takes off, and we meet the characters of Fix-It Felix Jr., played by Jack McBrayer, Vanellope von Schweetz, played by Sarah Silverman, and Lieutenant Calhoun, played by Jane Lynch, and King Candy, played by Alan Tudyk. All these fully developed characters is what animated film should be, not some other cash grab pieces of crap. These are fully developed characters. They are just characters we can relate to, or hate, or like, or love, laugh at, you know, whatever. When you have fully realized characters, an animated film can really go the distance. But it's got a lot more heart in it than you would ever think, and it's wonderfully animated. Rich Moore's direction was really great in this film. Yeah, it is one of my favorite movies of the year. It's on my list. It's just that good. We shall move on to number 2. Lo and behold, another animated movie. Much like WreckIt Ralph, this movie surprised me. I expected a little bit from it, but not that much. Enough for it to be number 2 on my top 10 favorite movies of 2012. That movie is ParaNorman. Stop motion animators. Much respect to those guys. I have watched the special features on many stop motion animated projects. Oh my god, the patience, just the patience to do a 90-minute film. I have no words. For that type of art to still be alive, I'm very grateful. It's better, it's just so much work, but so much love I could tell was put into this film. The characters are once again fully realized, fully detailed, physically and emotionally. The character of Norman, who is much like Haley Joel Osment in The Sixth Sense, sees dead people / ghosts, spirits, etc. And he ends up coming across to have the task of getting rid of a witch's curse placed on his town, along with trying to stop a horde of zombies from eating people and whatnot. But then there is more to this story than meets the eye as well. For that, you guys have to see it. Norman and his family and friends have to stop all the craziness that goes down. But there is also heartfelt messages. There is just a lot of good things that come out of this film. I don't want to ruin any of it, other than I'm just going to say brilliantly animated, design. The voice acting is terrific. Cody Smith-McPhee, who plays Norman, Anna Kendrick, Casey Affleck, John Goodman. So many good actors in this film, and the voices were perfect. The writing, the story, and the thing that topped it off for me was the very reminiscent humor of Animaniacs. The very subtle, over-the-top humor that was jokes for kids and adults. I respect that so much, and I just love this movie. We're down to number 1. I want to be a fanboy. I'm going to do it. Just going to do it. My number 1 pick of 2012 is the Batman himself. The Dark Knight Rises. I have to take a moment to breathe on that one, because when I think 2012, I'm going to think Dark Knight Rises. When I think of 2008, I think The Dark Knight. When I think 2005, I think Batman Begins. This is a near-perfect trilogy in many ways, in my opinion. Some people will, of course, point out the gaping plot holes, and I see those. I'm not blind. I see those gaping plot holes. I don't give a shit. This movie is one of the... Not just this movie. This trilogy that Christopher Nolan has presented to us as Batman fans, and fans of superheroes alike. My God, I can't give this enough praise. The acting is that of a drama film, but with superhero characters within it. The portrayal of Bruce Wayne by Christian Bale is top-notch. The struggle he went through, the whole rise, cliche in a way, but it works so well, and Tom Hardy as this presence of Bane, much like Heath Ledger portraying the Joker, Tom Hardy portrayed Bane, and he made it his own, like Heath Ledger did for the Joker, and nothing but respect for him. Sure, he gets a little bit over the top, but that's what you got to do to make a great villain sometimes. Anne Hathaway was just that subtle, perfect Catwoman. Anne Hathaway, though, surprised me. I was skeptical all the way to the first moment I saw her on screen, but she proved me wrong. She was excellent as Catwoman. Enough said. Sexy, hot, and a badass at the same time. What more could a Batman fan ask for? Just Gary Oldman, Morgan Freeman, superb. They're fucking badasses on their own. There's no need to explain how good they were in this film. Marion Cotillard and Joseph Gordon-Levitt, they were good for what they were able to accomplish in the film. Marion Cotillard was definitely the weakest link in terms of acting, but she did what she could and held up her own. Joseph Gordon-Levitt, though, man, this guy's had a hell of a year. Premium Rush, but between this and Looper, holy shit, this guy is only going to get better. And his performance here, just wow. I can't wait to see what he does next. And last but definitely not least, the thing that brought me to have a few man tears flowing down my face, Michael Caine as Alfred. Just thinking about it, man, where the fuck is this guy's Oscar? I just, that's all I think. That mere 25 or 30 minutes he's in this film, just one of the best performances of the year within that short time he's in this film. Just wow. Just I have no more words. Christopher Nolan, need I say more? It was just such a big climactic ending, and as cliched and full of plot holes as this movie is, it's still a superb capping off of the trilogy and the end of Christopher Nolan's trilogy. I'm happy to have seen it through all 3 times I saw this movie in the theater. IMAX. And it was worth my money every time. And that is it, guys. That was my personal top 10 favorite movies of 2012. More videos shall be coming very soon, so stay tuned. Thanks again for watching. I'm Anthony Flores with Worth Watch, and keep going to the movies.